Okay. So to start out, let's talk about the strengths of Echo. So the strengths of Echo are her ability to position anywhere on the map and blow up isolated targets. So you want to be looking for off angles, you want to be looking for spawn camps, people by themselves, whatever. This right here is not off angling. You're also playing into Anna and Ashe, which this is just don't give your counters favorable engages because you're giving them a long sight line. You like to be up close, so if you set up over here, because you know most tanks, especially Orisa and other brawl or poke tanks, like to play this room, but since you know that your team is going to be playing here, playing this angle is much bigger than playing this angle. Because you want to be looking from a different perspective from your team. You've already got this angle covered. You've kind of got this angle covered. This is completely open for anybody to take. And if I was this Ashe right here, I wouldn't walk down main. I'd walk over here, go up here, and if the Ashe turns the corner right here, and you're here looking at her team, you see the Ashe, you dive on her, you sticky her, you shoot her, you blow her up with focusing beam. So you're kind of just playing sort of AFK here, and then you do want to go on an engage on an isolated target, but you get forced out. Now you're low HP, like you're AFK for a large amount of this fight just because of where you're positioned. Let's go back to spectating you.
Restoring health systems.
This is again, this is a thing that a lot of people have issues with on Dive. Is Dive has the potential to be very, very high uptime. You can constantly be engaged, you can constantly be looking at the team, you can constantly be doing something, but you need to look at the quality of those engages as your primary focus. Because if you look at this, you know, like, yeah, you got a positive HP trade, you got, what is that, 100 HP off the Moira, and you only take, take much less. But, so it's not that this was bad in a vacuum, but instead, you know, you grab this health pack over here, right? And then I want to see you going wrapping here. You know, wait for your team, obviously, because your team's not back, but like, maybe chill here, wait for your team to push up, and also, you, like, while you're here, you just press tab once, and you see that Anna's respawning, and you go, oh, okay, she's gonna come back from spawn, she's gonna be here, she's not gonna expect an Echo here, you know, they won the fight, why would an Echo be here? And then you jump on her, you're on an isolated target, you should win a 1v1 against an Anna, you have to be a little careful about sleep, but, like, over here, who on their team is gonna follow up on a sleep? Like, if you're over here, let's say, somewhere here, this Ashe is gonna walk up, yeah. So who on their team can follow up if you get slept here? You get slept, naded. That Anna still doesn't want to pick an engage with you because you will blow her up. You grab this health pack, You peek out a little bit, see what's there, diver again. But instead, we do 100 damage on the Moira. And it's okay, but it just could be better. Again, just play off angles from your team. You shouldn't be walking into 4-stacking into a choke as Echo. You shouldn't be 4-stacking into a choke on anybody, honestly, but especially as Echo, you should be looking for isolated targets. Because right now, when your Orisa is going in, or when your Orisa is engaged, if you're on this Ana, that means that nobody on their team gets support, except for from the Moira, who just faded out. So, because you're focused on the Ana, the Moira faded out. If the Moira notices that you're on the Ana, she's gonna turn, help the Ana. And even if you die here, your team should win this 3v2. Where's your cast die? Where's your cast? Oh. Yeah, your team should win this 3v2, and if they don't, just unlucky. Like, you did the right thing by isolating the Ana, drawing aggro from supports. And, you know, you get the pick on the venture here. And that's good. But I mean, this venture's kind of just stupid for doing this engage, and it's not that the engage is, or that this is bad. You killing the venture, like, it works, but it's not the best thing you could be doing. You kill the venture while your Orisa's living, and I mean here you're honestly, just your team needs to push through this choke at this point. You're doing fine. I mean, again, I don't really like this position as Echo most of the time because it's not an off angle. From here, it's just slightly higher. It is an off angle, but it's just not the best off angle available to you. And I mean, here, like, you get the ram low, you and your team, right? I mean, you could have gone for stickies, whatever. I'm not gonna, like, talk about micro, but you might have been able to secure a pick on the ram. But instead of just gliding down, shooting the ram, and then going back to your team over here, as you do, this flight should instead be used. Okay, so you're shooting the ram over here, you glide down a bit. Flight, you're up here, you're set up on an off angle. But instead, you're playing main into Ana, Ashe. Like, you hit your stickies here, but it just doesn't matter. You don't have the follow-up on this Ashe to do anything. Well, I mean, supports shouldn't have turned for the Ashe, it was fine. But you weren't set up to where this should have worked, and it will work because they turned, and the Ram's anti and low, and whatever. You'll win this fight. But it would have been better from an off angle, where you can actually follow up on the things you do, like over here. Okay. Go back to spectating you. I want you to stay on this venture here. Like, you have really 3 options here. You either stay on this venture over here, you fight main, or set up on an off angle. Here or here would probably be the best spots. You could play here, possibly. But this window, long sight line to get away from people who peek. It's not great here. So here, here's okay as well. I like this more than this because naturally focus is going to be main. But even though this Ana has a really like long sight light on you where you can't do much, this is a better sight line or like better off angle after the fight devolves to be like, oh, we're fighting on point. So kind of disregard that. Play here. Play here or here or here. So yeah, you have the option to push this venture, play an off angle, or fight main. And I would say your best choice is pushing the venture. Slightly less or slightly worse, but still decent is playing an off angle, setting up for next fight. Probably over here because you know the ventures. You should know the ventures getting out over here. Those are just a few options. And then the worst option by far is just playing main. Again, you're a dive hero. Play to your strengths. Don't play long sight lines against Ashe Ana specifically, but don't play long sight lines specific in general. See, get chunked out, HP, down your flight. Now you're in a worse spot. And then you go to the off angle. This is good. This should have been done earlier. So, and then you go off the. And it's just a bit of a silly fly. You're playing against hit scans, so I wouldn't like use your flight to go like up high in the open. I wouldn't really use it like that in general. But yeah, because you're playing here, you have very little cover. Like you go here, the Ana's looking at you. You go here, you have the Ashe looking at you, and the Ram is either gonna push up here or push up here. Like you guys are like if we draw a line of the space you guys are controlling, it's like uh, maybe that like there across. Meanwhile, they're controlling everything on the other side. So yeah, this is just not a very good spot to play because you don't have cover against anybody. And I think you fly away because you realize this. Maybe it's just because you got antied, but you fly away, but it's just the wrong spot to fly away to and the wrong time to fly away. And here, I would rather just see you play very safe. Like, if you're gonna play point, you just need to play safe here. Like, they have Moira ult out, they have Bob out. Like, you just don't get value from looking out. Instead, if you're gonna play on point, if you're gonna play main, just play around this column in the middle. But again, this great off angle because like they're not contesting off angles at all. Right here is also decent, but it's a little bit worse for this fight specifically. Here just because like they're going for a hard main push, they don't have their tank. All of their focus is here. Like even if you get their Ashe, because like here their Ashe is their win condition, right? If you look at um their team, like Ana can get some picks, maybe Moira can get some picks, maybe Venture is in this team comp more gonna play disruption, not really gonna get any fight turning picks. Ram is gonna get picks, but because of the pressure that everybody else is putting on, and the one who's putting the most pressure and has the highest chance of getting kills is their Ashe. So if you can tie up their Ashe, if you can uh stop her from getting value, whether it be just distracting or better getting a kill, like just kind of win because your team has no like threat of a kill. But yeah, right here is just a much better spot than here, but if you're going to play here, you need to play safe. You're up in numbers. You're are you up in ults? No, but it doesn't really matter. You're up in numbers. You're even in ults when this expires. And like they have things committed in an unfavorable fight. Like this is just a huge fault on them to commit bot, to commit co. Just play safe. Honestly, nano wasn't necessary even. Like, yeah, your Orisa should have like you guys need to just let them take the space, let them tap. But I mean, your Orisa got nano, so she's gonna go in. But yeah, if you want to play aggressive, do it over here. If you want to wait and then take a much more favorable matchup, play safe. Both are fine options. I would probably take an off angle, but your choice. But because you get picked off and you're not on this off angle, the Ashe is able to take this off angle completely uncontested. Gets the Ana pick. Moira still got Cole up. Oh, sorry, you didn't get picked off yet because okay. Well, it's a little bit of an issue on your Ana's positioning. She just pulled up here without looking over there, but either way, the fact that you weren't on this off angle and that you guys as a team weren't just playing passively, fighting in the cap point, it made it so that your Ana died. Which, like, it's not your fault that the Ana died. Like I said, she blindly walked up here, not looking at who's walking up here, and then got punished for it. But like we shouldn't be caring about like what our teammates are doing. We should be caring about what we can do better. And if you were doing this better, then your Ana would have at least not died there as easily. But anyway, yeah, your Ana gets picked off. You get picked off by the troll. Like, I don't know what their Ana was doing. Honestly, if you guys don't lose this fight, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna say I'm gonna be very surprised. And then again, like just don't poke main ever. If you're somebody who takes off, who's meant to take off angles, just never poke main. If you're already going to play main, this is good. This is good. I like this. I would have maybe liked to see you play a little bit more aggressively. Like he had turret form, but you should have fly right now. Let's see. Yeah, you've got fly. Like you can pursue this a lot more aggressively. Like you've got your Ana behind you. But either way, it's fine. And that's a very like light thing. And it was still fine to play. And your cast gets picked off early here, and like that's just a big detriment to you. I would just wait and regroup because if you fight this and lose, you have. If you fight this, there's a good chance that you guys are still going to be fighting when Cass comes back. He's going to try to come in. One of you guys are going to stagger, and then you're just going to continue being in a perpetual 4v5 or worse for the rest of the game. Obviously not your fault. Your Cass's fault. But then, what I don't like from you is the fact that you look back for your team before pushing this. So, what I think you did is you noticed that this is where their attention is. So you're like, oh, this is where we need to fight. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's just what it seems like to me. Since this is where the focus is, it's the same as playing main, but like you just shouldn't stack with your tank, especially in a choke. Like on Echo specifically, but any DPS in general. So again, like off angles, off angles, off angles. This is fine. Or, sorry, this is great. this is fine. At this point, I probably wouldn't push this because their Ashe is there, but like earlier when you saw their attention going here, you saw your team pushing up here before this Ashe rotated here, because this is really good on the Ashe's part. Like, she took an off angle, she got a kill. That's really good on the Ashe's part. But that's what you should be doing. So, you know, they're looking there, you push up here, as the Ashe pushes up here, maybe you might pick her off. If she doesn't push up here, which I honestly think that she shouldn't have, but it worked out for her. But if she doesn't push up here, then you wrap here, you can push in here, through this door. Don't push up main. This is a long sight line that is terrible for you against Ashe. Widow, Ashe, Anna. Push up through here, through this door. Take an off angle here. You know, you've got little walls to play around, a little bit of cover. Take some pressure off the choke here. Let your Orisa push in. You know, fly up here, get the mega if you need it. A lot of good things can come from taking an off angle. Let's go back to you. Like, I want you to look at your shots here, and you also died there, but I want you to look at your shots here and tell me how much value you're getting from this. No hit markers so far. No hit markers. Down your stickies. One hit marker, another hit marker on your stickies. Maybe 150 damage, and then you die. And the reason, you know, I mean, there's obviously like some mechanical things here where like, oh, if you were perfect with your aim, you could have hit all your stickies. But like, that's not the issue here. Like, I don't expect anybody to be perfect in their aim, and nobody's going to be perfect in their aim. But the thing is, you're just taking an unfavorable engage, and because of the difficult angle here and the just everything here, like you're not hating your shots because of the engage. I honestly, I wouldn't hate this off angle up here. So I'm assuming this Anna's just gonna be hard scoping like this whole time. Let's look at her. Yep, hard scoping, hard scoping. Yeah, like it takes her a while to unscope here. And if you're up here and you're looking down on that, like that's an easy stickies. You know, there's not really anybody else here who's gonna like pressure you out. I mean, the Ashe is coming back now, but there's not really anybody else who's gonna pressure you out if you go for a quick fly cancel. You know, little dash here. I mean, their ram might turn, but whatever. I mean, if you can pick this Anna that's big for your team, you get back faster than she does. But still, I would rather, you know, this off angle over through here or right here, or like I said before, up here. But like this is now an okay option because of the circumstances. In general, though, I just wouldn't push up here as Echo, like I said before. So yeah, you get picked out just because you're going for a bad engage. You're stuffing choke when you don't need to be and shouldn't be. Now, I do want to say something else. If it was the opposite and they're trying to stuff this choke, you stuff it back all day long. You play, I mean, still take like a slight bit of an off angle, you know, over here, play around this cover, play around the health pack, the other health pack down here. But like if they're trying to 5-man stuff this choke and they're not going for any off angles, stuff it back. Like you guys aren't able to push through this because they have just a better defensive advantage from the positions they're in. Because their Moira was here, their Ram was here, their Bastion was here, their Ashe was here, their Anna was here. Like they're covering a lot of space, and even if somebody does go for like some kind of flank or off angle here, like the people like the angles are being covered. But yeah, like pushing through a choke into a team that has their space controlled, like developed, is just a death sentence. And like I said, I remember when the cast died early to the Ashe, and I was like, you should just back out because you're gonna keep staggering. And look what happened. The cast died, and then that was at 51% or so, 52, 53 something in the 50s. So the cast died, you guys pushed in, you died, and the cast, like I said, was thinking, oh, we need to push in, like the fight's still going. Which, I mean, he's right at this point. Like the fight needs to be taken at this point, but then he staggers as well, and you're just in a perpetual 45 for half of the time that they're up. But anyway, yeah, you should not have won that, or pushed through that choke. Your team should not have pushed through that choke. Oh, yes, this is the correct play. This is what you should be doing on Echo 24/7. Every time you're in game, look for off angles, look for isolated targets. This is beautiful. You notice Ashe on an off angle, you push her, you sticky, you shoot, you blow her up with folks in game. Perfect. I don't like dropping as much here. I do see like the necessity. 94%. Your tank just died, whatever. It's not necessarily your job, but nobody else was doing it. So like, it's correct, but it shouldn't have been, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway. This is kind of a like an unnecessary. It's necessary, but it's more than you should be working on right now, I'd say. But you need to understand at least somewhat how to play the heroes you're gonna copy. So like I don't know, maybe, like, I'm sure that there was a bit of panic here, but, like, obviously this is for a character you're not playing, it's just you happen to play against them and use your duplicate on them. But this Bastion right here, if you threw your shield down here instead of instantly going into Nemesis form and punching him, you go from, what? Start with 350, he's shooting at you. By the time you pop, it doesn't really matter about that. But the thing is, like, the most important thing for Ramatra specifically is conserving your armor with your shield, with your block, and you're just looking into this Bastion and letting him tear your armor apart. And if you shielded him before going into Nemesis form, you still would have taken a bit of damage from maybe the Ana, you would have taken some damage from the Ram, but like this turret form, you shield him right here. He either has to push into you or take cover. Either way, you're going to absolutely mess up his turret form. And then once you have the shield down, you pop Nemesis form and you start pummeling him. Because like Nemesis form is like the most value you can get out of your duplicate, but Nemesis form is nothing if you just die. Either way. So obviously it's not as much of a priority for you to like learn how to play other heroes, but I would learn how to play like most tanks at a basic level. And I don't mean like go into comp games and like grind out, 10, 20 hours of the tank of each of the tanks. I mean like go into practice range and just practice their abilities, maybe look at some kind of video for like general how to play the tanks. I wouldn't get too if you're playing against like a more high skill tank like Doom, Ball, Hazard, I probably wouldn't copy them just because like you're not gonna get as much value out of them as somebody else. So then I'd copy like a DPS or something. But either way, learn like a basic understanding of each of the tanks. And don't be afraid to use your duplicate on a DPS. Like you do get more health out of duplicating a tank, but you don't necessarily get the most value because like a lot of tanks with 350 HP is not that much, but it is most of the time good value to get to duplicate a tank, but don't be afraid to use it on a DPS, especially if it's a DPS that you're good at. Like you said that you play Ashe a good bit. I would duplicate the Ashe, not in this case because you're trying to stall, but just in general, don't be afraid to duplicate other heroes that aren't tanks. Oh, almost. Let them win there. Your tank just does not like holding on to point. Okay. You're back. I'm gonna give you one guess as to what I'm gonna say here. Off angle. Off angle. Here, honestly, not a bad option back here. Because you know their Ashe just recently died, you know their Moira just recently died. Like you have some time to sit here, but like do be cautious if you're playing here. But like you could blow up this Bastion, you could blow up this Ram. Granted, it does take some time to get here, but this is a fine option as well. Getting attention off of your team, it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, I just play here. And then again, this is not the off angle to take. They're gonna touch you? I'm playing way too passive for 95%. Yeah, you're just taking unnecessary damage and you're not doing enough damage to make up for the damage you're taking. Let's come here. Just like a beginning engage right here. This is just not very good. Like this is a sightline that you hold if you're playing Widow or Ashe, like they're playing, or maybe a soldier could get some value out of this. But playing here or starting the fight here as Echo against Ashe and a Bastion, even Ram is really good at poking semi-stationary targets, and if you're gonna be pushing in from here, you're gonna be semi-stationary. There are a few different options to start out on night market as a you want to go for flanks. This is okay if you're faster than the other team, which you are. You should get here before they see you here, and then you can come around here, play here. You've got the Mega right here. This is a fine spot. This is just a little bit more of an aggressive take. What I like to do, honestly, go through here, your Echo, so you could either fly up here and play in a little off angle here, or what I was gonna say is just go straight to point. You can play like a little bit of cautious poke here, but like mostly just somebody pushes up here, poke them out. Play to get people to look at you, and if you're sitting on point, they're going to look at you, and then you know their Ram is gonna go, oh shit, somebody's on point, I gotta push in. He's gonna separate from his team, probably leave somebody behind, like the Ana or the Bastion, probably not the Moira. And either they push a few to point and you can wrap and kill, go for picks over here, or just you pushing them to point and making them panic is going to have them push through here, make mistakes, and be picked out by your team. Or they just ignore you, you cap point, you go be a menace on the flank. Now you're getting capture progress, you're putting pressure, you're pincering them. Like there's a lot of benefit to instantly pushing point, but this is also very, very solid as well. And from here, if you want, if the Ram doesn't notice you and vortexes, you can fly up here and kill the Ashe. This is a pretty easy kill if you just fly up. She's not going to notice you for a while. And Ashe close range just struggles. Not going to hit her shots against you better than you are against her. So, yeah. I mean, it's again, just poking main doesn't really do much on Echo. I like this. you overstay your welcome a little bit. Once the Ashe notices you, you just need to back out. Like the second, like right here. Like this engage is over, just press shift again, cancel your flight, drop down. And then if you've got a headset, if you're paying attention, like this Ashe is either gonna stay here and be isolated, or she's gonna drop down and still be isolated, but then use your target. So if you were playing here while their team was rotating here, this Ashe is just free. So it's a lot of positioning. Okay, you swap Ashe here. Ashe is a lot better at poking main, which I think is the playstyle you're wanting to go for. This is good. I mean, the Ram was trying to go aggressive, so don't let him get value out of being aggressive. Let him waste his cooldowns. So far, so good. You've got a Mercy pocket, so you can take some aggressive angles. Like this is fine. I'm not saying that this is wrong. Like you're not playing with your tank. You're not stuffing a choke, because like this is a choke. Like this right here is a choke. And a lot of people just 5-man push here, which is just so stupid. I don't understand it, but you're doing good here. Not playing with your tank, although I think you might be defaulting to just playing main. I apologize if I'm wrong on that, but yeah, I mean it's not wrong to play main. It's just you need to know when to and why it's a good time to be playing main. It's a good time to be playing main here right now because your Orisa is being aggressive. What you're doing is fine. It's just good to know why. For Ashe, I wouldn't go for long-range dynamites with people who are remotely actively engaged, because like, yeah, you see this Ashe like push behind or back up behind cover, and you're like, oh, she's low, but like she's got her Ana right there. Nobody else on their team is taking damage. That Ana is gonna heal up the Ashe real quick. She's not gonna die from dynamite. You're just keeping yourself in the open, hoping for a play that just isn't gonna happen. If you wanted to dynamite like over here, I wouldn't like stay out in the open and shoot, but like you've got some downtime and throw a dynamite up here, and that's a bad dynamite. Like none of these people are gonna avoid it. I mean, you might even hit the Ana here, you possibly hit the Ashe if it lands like here. That hits the Ana, that hits the Ashe, that's a 5-man dynamite. The ult charge that you're gonna get off that is nasty. And Bob is a very powerful ultimate. Not necessarily just for kills, but for the space that he makes and denies. No, this is fine. Remember earlier how I said, nice. Earlier I said don't poke main on Echo. It's different on Ashe because you're not somebody who lives on a flank. You can flank. You can off angle, and you should off angle as Ashe, but you aren't gonna be too far off main most of the time. So Ashe gets a lot of value from poking main in downtime, because like even if you get like low, if you're in a semi bad spot, like you are, what was it? It's like right here. I probably wouldn't push this aggressively, but like you get forced out a little bit. Like you've got your coach gun. You can get out quickly if you die, or if you die, if you take some damage. But, yeah. Good kill me, Ashe. I like this a little bit. Maybe a little early. Where's your tank? There's your tank. So before going for an aggressive play like this, like maybe if you timed it correctly with your Pharah, you might have gotten a pick. But like, dude, she's out. You've got your Mercy with you. That's it. You're basically playing a 1v4. I mean, wait for your tank a little bit. If your tank pushes main, this is great. You should have your coach gun here. Yeah, you've got your coach gun. Your tank pushes main, they push you. You cut your gun out. They probably wasted resources on you. Your tank gets value main. You've got your mercy with you. You don't even need the mega. You just coach gun over this wall, get back. I just want to clarify, it's coach gun out and then walk down the stairs to get back in. Don't wait for your coach gun to come back to push back in. Put some more pressure. So it wasn't a bad idea. It was just too early because you didn't have follow up on it. And now you're down your coach gun, you're down your dynamite, you're down some HP. Like you kind of forced your mercy to be down some HP as well.
Won't look a gift horse in
Good engage, bad timing. Then again here, I love that you weren't playing with your tank. This is so much better. So if you push with your tank and you stuff 5-man anywhere, it is not going to work. This is much better. Love it. And also good on not being too overzealous. Here you just need to hide. Let your team kill the Bob. You're not really going to have much help against the Bob. That was good. Now you've got Bob here. I'm curious to see what you do with it. Good job not being too... This is good. Kind of. It's good against the Bastion, because the Bastion right now, at least, has projectiles, right? But like if you're playing against some more mechanically inclined players, like this Anna was really good. She would be able to like force you out here, and you didn't know where the Ashe was either, unless you were paying attention to cooldowns, or not cooldowns, respawns. So you should know that the Ashe is out, so they should be fine. But you don't know where the Anna is. Maybe you did. Maybe you did. Let me see. No, you didn't know where the Anna was, so I just... It's fine against the Bastion, but it's just a little aggressive considering they have a Anna Ashe. And it works out for you fine. But again, you're down your coach gun for not a whole lot of value. Good dynamite. This is all fine so far. Yeah, good starting.
Our work is not done together. She's gonna give them their medicine.
Okay. This is a very small thing. I really don't like this dynamite that you used. So, like, you're not gonna be in a fight for a while. Like, you're gonna get your dynamite cooldown back before you need it. But, like, what purpose does this dynamite serve? It's not like a space-taking dynamite. You're not, like, actively trying to push into here. It's not to gain ult charge. You already have your Bob. What you're, like, all this does, if it hits somebody, which I don't think it does, yeah, at best, it does nothing, which is what it did. But at worst, it just feeds their support's ult charge, which they also have ult. But just in general, very small thing, but small things add up over the course of the game. You know, of course, multiple games. Nice. Now that's the time where it's trying to stuff main. Because remember I said if they're trying to 5-man push a choke, stuff that choke back. Because again, you have where's your Pharah? Pharah's up here. You just naturally have an off angle because your Pharah is Pharah. She's gonna be in the air most of the time. Like this is a developed, semi-developed team for like the space that you're taking. So yeah, stuff this choke back. It's good. And you get a lot for it. I'm not a big fan of that Bob. Because mean, it works. It separates the Moira, but Moira shouldn't have been playing there. A Bob right now, just on point, like right here or something, would be lethal. This Ram is gonna have so much difficulty taking space against this Bob. And maybe he gets slept, but you know, he's ulting. He's gonna wake back up in half a second. Here's a bit of an issue.
Let me handle it.
You hear a Ram ult, and you should see that you're in it, and you're still tunnel visioned on this venture, and that just gets you killed. It really doesn't matter. Like maybe you get an extra like 40, I think 40 damage on the venture, but like just back out, back out. It's not worth it dying for 40 damage. And then I think, oh, you get res. I mean, this is just cleanup. It's not really. Yeah. So overall, just when you're playing Echo or any flanker, just take off angles, off angle, off angle, off angle. You do not live main at all. You very, very rarely want to play main as Echo, but you do want to pressure main, pressure it from an off angle. That's your main issue on Echo. Your Ashe was fine. The main things for Ashe, I mean, I can't judge too harshly off of one Bob, but play to deny space with Bob more than playing him. You're playing with him proactively. Also, try to use your dynamite to either build ult charge or secure picks when you are safe. But that's about it.